Welcome to Dark Matter Radio. We would like to thank Keith Bryant from Denver, Colorado for making our new theme song, Infinite Universe. You'll be hearing a lot more from them. Welcome to Dark Matter Radio. Welcome to the Infinite Universe. Welcome to the Carbon 7 Show. Are you going to be able to make the transition from Carbon 12 to Carbon 7? Let's find out. The people that we're supporting are not the people who are supporting you. And they can't support you because they're supporting the system. So this is the reason why, you have to have somebody out there that is telling them what really is going on, what's really happening. Not about going against the grain or trying to make somebody feel better or anything else like that, but it's about making sure that they have all the information that they can make the proper decisions of the direction of their soul and their eternal life. Because once this life is over, you do have a chance to be able to be an eternal. But if you fail to make the conversion, then what's coming to me is that your soul will be no more. And there is a section in the Bible, because I always have to divert to the Bible and the Quran or whatever, that, when people go to heaven, there will be a time where people go to heaven, and there will be a time where people's souls just don't exist at the end. Right? So in Revelation, they say when the final judgment comes, you just won't be here anymore, and nobody will remember you. Right? So that's why it's important to understand about this carbon 7 being, about this transition between carbon 12 and carbon 7. Because if you don't understand that, then you don't understand the real reason why you have to make some of these serious decisions that are taking place right now today. Because we're at the end of the line. Now there'll be more people born, but everyone born going into the system, their souls are going to have to make that carbon 7 transition, because everything that's being born right now, the souls were geared towards a carbon 12 system. And the body system is going to a carbon 7 system. 6 electrons on one side, 6 protons on the other side, and 1 neuron for your crown chakra. Right? You are now actually fitting in the actual Kundalini system, as they call it. And that's what that's all about. So when you come back, when they're recycling these souls, they're coming back fitting in a carbon 12 system, and they still soulfully have to make that conversion into the natural system that it was actually designed for. So our system, our bodies are becoming much less dense, and we're becoming a lot less trapped inside what we're in right now.
Trapped?
For the most part, yeah, trapped. Because what happens is that your soul isn't readily able to get out and do whatever it wants to do, unless it's through some serious meditation. We're coming to a point now where we're going to become much more light beings, much more almost corporeal type beings than we are right now. We're going through another stage, and that stage is going to be 2,100 years. Right? And as we get into the stage, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of different types of beings on this planet who will physically just not be able to be here anymore. So we're looking, this is, again, we talked about this earlier, we're looking at the reason why there's so many mass extinctions that are happening right now. Right now. A lot of these whales that are beaching themselves up, a lot of these fish that are dying in the sea, a lot of the birds that are just dying, a lot of these animals that are being extinct. I forgot the number of how many animals are being extinct every single day, but it's quite frightening, to be honest with you. Right? So that's why, when you talk about Trump and you talk talk about Democrats, Republicans, none of that stuff. They're not for you anyway. They're for the system. They're to keep the system intact so that way you are not able to either one, do what you need to do to make the transition, two, to keep you submissive in a dark, deep state in order for you not to know who exactly what you are, so you cannot get free, and you constantly keep on living in this matrix type system that they have developed.
Matrix type system.
Yeah, because you have to remember that everything, we're electrical impulses, we're energy. That's what we are. We're energy. So this new transition is going to help us be more of what we are, corporeal energy beings, light beings, energy beings. Right? So when you begin to start thinking that you're going to be less physical, because once we do make this change, you're going to actually be able to see through the veil. They call it a veil. Right? But it's an electronic veil, because everything that we process is electronic. Chemical electronics. Everything that we process, how you see, how you heal. Right? Everything is processed through electrical impulses in the brain. So when you say veil, matrix, you're talking about like what you see in a video game, right? Because everything that you perceive is perceived through a chemical process, no different from how a computer generates images. Right? So that's how they can get you to see. There was I seen something once, just a long time ago, blew my mind. Blew my mind. It was a person who was able to do hypnosis, and they had a father there and a daughter, and so he told the daughter to go back, and he talked to the father, and he hypnotized him, and he gave him the suggestion that no matter what you do, what you see, you will never be able to see the daughter again. Right? She's no longer visible to you. And you will no longer be able to hear her. Period. And he did this in hypnosis. He gave a suggestion to the brain. So you reprogram, and when you say reprogram, the brain is like rewiring and or putting in a new programming system. Right? So he gave him that suggestion. The suggestion was a program. Program affected the mind, the chemical computer, the biologic computer, so to speak. When the daughter came out, he wasn't able to see her. He wasn't able to see her at all.
He knew she existed.
He knew she existed, but he was no longer able to see her, acknowledge her. And this was from just what, a little 2-minute hypnosis type thing that he did to him? Right? And he was not able to even recognize or even see her in its existence right there in front of him. As she walked around him or anything else like that, he didn't even know she was there. Couldn't see her. So our minds are being programmed every single day with that same intention, for us not to be able to recognize the true things that are around us, that are actually there. So when I say that we need, and it really doesn't matter who it is. I mean, I'm focusing on, what you call black people right now, but this is everybody. What we need to be able to get that programming back into line in order for us to be able to make this transition, so we can actually really begin to start seeing what's around us. And I believe once a lot of this programming starts to cycle through our system, and that programming is through food, It's through the water, the drinks that we take in, and it's through all of the psychic programming that they're putting in us in terms of our medicine and the programming that they have on radio, TV, movies, speeches. Every single day you're being programmed. And now you got the 5G aspect of things. You have the 4G aspect of things running around. You always have some sort of a wave-like component that is constantly bombarding you with a whole bunch of stuff. And if you don't know this, there's no way for you to be able to pay attention to this, because the more you get into it, the more deeper it goes, and then all of a sudden, you don't even realize this stuff exists. It just is. So when you look up into the sky, you can't really see what's up there in the sky because you've been programmed not to see what's up there in the sky, and don't even realize you've been programmed to see that. So now what you're seeing is everything is normal.
You mean like the spaceship that came down and took our energy? I didn't see that.
That's right.
I saw it, but a lot of people didn't. I don't know. I'm like, nobody saw this.
Well, that was in New York, wasn't it? That was in New York when they came down there?
It was in New York. It was another place. It was in 3 places.
So
Same thing happened at the same time in 3 places.
yeah, but they said it was energy. It was transformers that were blowing.
It was not. Transformers don't blow like that. In different countries, come on, simultaneously. Come on, Ronnie.
You're going against the programming. You're not supposed to be able to see that. But this is what I'm talking about. When you actually begin to start paying attention to things and then listening to the stories and what they're trying to put on you, you begin to start saying, what the heck? How's that even possible? This is how they don't want the masses of people to think like that, because the masses of people began to start thinking the way that they were supposed to be thinking. Then as a collective, they would be able to make the right decision in terms of them moving towards a certain direction. So that's a great example that you just put out there. A great example. So as in a lot of this, when you talk about jobs and stuff like that, again, we're all programmed to have to deal with all of this negativity. A lot of negativity. Very rarely will you find people who talk about the places where they work of a very positive situation all the time. It's very stressful. Very, very, very stressful. And they got us living in...
That's the way it's becoming. They're making it that way.
Yeah.
They're making it that way.
Purposely.
Yeah, that way so when you go home, you don't pay attention enough.
That's right. That's right. So, this is the message that's been given to me to get out to everyone else since what? I was like a little kid.
Really?
Yeah. So this is because people need to be able, they need to be able to make the transition, but they need to be able to have an understanding of what's going on around them and be able to get this programming out. Right? People need to be healed. Gotta be healed. Right? Their bodies, their minds, their souls, they have to be healed. They have to be able to be healed. And a lot of this religious philosophy, again, is a lot of watered down versions of the truth that tell you exactly what's going on if you know how to look at it. That's the way that is.
Oh, you bringing me home?
You too, and hopefully I'll be able to get to New York soon, right? And take care of all this stuff.
Okay. How should I
Okay, that'll be good. And I also have all the other information that I promised you, right? There was a lot of stuff that I said that I was going to send you. I think, do I have your email? I think I have your email, right? Do I have your email?
You have my old email because I can't seem to create a new one.
Okay, so send me the old email. Again, just text it to me. And then I'll give you the information.
Okay.
It's bio information and stuff like that. I'll send that all out to you. And then we'll go from there. Okay?
Last night. Okay, let me take care of my grandson. He's trying to crawl off the bed.
All right. I love you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it. I mean, that's you know, talking to some people over there in New York as part of you know, this really big thing about the universal energies that we're going through. So it's very important for us to have an understanding of what's going on around us and what we're doing. So we're hearing it from a lot of different places. I'm trying to get a lot of these different things, a lot of different people to be able to express their opinions, to let you know that, you know, people really don't have an understanding of what's going on. People really aren't seeing this, right? And this is the reason why we have to push as beings of people to get the proper information out there to everybody, right? And that's what's happening, right? Because we don't have any help here, right? We don't have any help here. And as long as we don't have any help here, we are in you know, a deep state, right? That's why I call it dark matter, right? That's why I call it a dark matter type situation, because we have to dig deep down into this infinite universe, dig deep down into this infinite universe, and draw up all of the positive energy that we can, so that we all can be so fully healed and live a bright life. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, what do I mean by we don't have any help here? I mean, we have a lot of help in terms of the soulful, spiritual aspect of things. I mean, we have a lot of help from what we call our angels, our guardian angels. We have a lot of help coming in from what we call the universal consciousness, the spiritual world. What I'm talking about is we don't have a system that is trying to help us in terms of making this transition. So if we as beings and people, as a collective, do not make the right decision in terms of what type of system we need to translate back into in order for us to make this transition from a carbon-12 to a carbon-7 being, no, we don't have any help doing that, and we're out here by ourselves. So as an individual, you're going to have to begin to start understanding that we must be able, as individuals, take care of our own systems, our souls, to make sure that we're able to make that transition from a carbon-12 to a carbon-7 being. So, this is Ronnie McLean for Dark Matter Radio. We will have more on this and the transitions and why and how it's going on in another show. May the universe bless us all. And take care.